Hello, and welcome back to your next lesson of the Accelerated Investor Program with me, Warren Jeffery. Over the last few lessons, I've shown you how to build a million rand portfolio using my perfect millionaire mix. Congratulations! At this point, you've built your Accelerated Investor portfolio and are well on your way to a million rand. But don't stop now. Keep on contributing your 2,500 rand each month. But instead of trying to invest your 2,500 rand each month, rather place this money with the cash portion of your portfolio in a money market account and let it build up over the course of the year. Doing this means you won't have to incur the cost and hassle of buying small amounts of assets throughout the year. At the end of the year, you can then use this larger lump sum of cash to invest while proportionally reducing the amount you pay in brokerage. This money will also be very useful when it comes to implementing the one specific strategy I want to show you today to keep your portfolio on track all the way to the million rand mark and beyond. Let me explain. Over time, your different investments will perform differently, and that means their weightings in your portfolio will change. The problem with this is you'll find your portfolio eventually becomes too exposed to a specific asset or asset class. So, you need to correct this. And to do so, you'll use a strategy called portfolio reweighting. Let's look at an example to show you how to go about this. Let's say you've invested your 100,000 rand into the asset weightings I've outlined in this program. Your portfolio would look like this. Now, like I mentioned before, over the course of the year, the different assets in your portfolio would perform differently. The gold price may shoot up, while your blue chip shares take a knock. So, let's say for example, at the end of the year, your portfolio has seen some decent growth overall, and is now worth 147,678 rand. This is made up by the 100,000 rand you started with, 17,678 rand your portfolio returned over the year, and 30,000 rand made up of the 2,500 rand you've been adding to your portfolio each month. The value of the different assets in your portfolio would now look like this. As you can see, these weightings are different to how you allocated these assets at the start of the year. Your portfolio is now overweight in some assets, while being underweight in other assets. So, to get the asset allocations back to the correct weightings, you need to sell assets that have grown so much as to make up a disproportionately large portion of your portfolio, and use this money freed up to buy the assets that you are now underweight of. This is where you can also use the cash you've built up over the year to easily adjust the weightings in your portfolio. To work out how much of each you should have, you can simply take the total value of your portfolio, in this case 147,678 rand, and multiply this by the percentage originally allocated to the asset. So, for example, to calculate how much of your portfolio should be in explosive growth shares, assuming your portfolio's value increased in line with the example above, you'd simply multiply 147,678 rand by 15%. To get 22,152 rand. This is the value of explosive growth shares you should hold in your portfolio. After doing this for all the assets in your portfolio weightings should look like this. By reweighting your portfolio, you'll be able to make sure your portfolio stays well diversified and delivers you the best possible returns with limited risk, no matter what the market does. And there's an added benefit to reweighting your portfolio. By selling out of the assets that have performed well, you are taking profit on top performing assets, and by buying more of the assets that have not performed so well, you're getting a better average price when you buy more of these assets. This has the same benefits as the rand cost averaging I spoke about in step 2. Doing this means you'll always have a portfolio that will offer competitive returns no matter what the market does. Simply put, you'll never be left behind the market, no matter which sector performs well. So, make sure you've got the ideal mix to build your million rand portfolio by reweighting your portfolio at least once a year. Keep doing this each year, and before you know it, you'll be sitting on a million rand portfolio. In fact, in less than 13 years, you'll have grown your portfolio from just 2,500 rand to more than 1 million. And from there, you'll see exponential growth that'll make you millions faster and faster. Join me in the next and final lesson of the Accelerated Investor Program to recap what we've covered in the program and test your knowledge to see if you're ready to make $1 million. I'll also reveal the resources available from FSP Invest that you can use to fast track your portfolio's growth. Until then, here's to staying ahead of the game.